Now, people are upset because they're saying that she's coming across as, oh, I don't have money and I have to work really hard just like the rest of you. When in reality, it's estimated that she makes a whopping $42,000 for a single sponsored post.
My jaw just dropped so hard that it literally popped. Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different kind of video. As you can tell by the title, we're going to be talking about out of touch influencers. I've been seeing quite a few different creators talk about this, and I started doing some research on like TikTok and stuff, and I'm like, wait, I kind of really want to talk about this. I kind of want to put my opinion out there. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. This is a different type of video for me, and I don't know how you guys are going to take this type of content, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. If you guys like it, I'll film more. Maybe create a different channel for this and keep this fashion and beauty related. It's kind of like listening to a podcast, which I really like content like that nowadays, where I can be doing something else and just listening to something in the background. This is that type of video. Anyways, this should be interesting because I am myself a content creator. I have no script or nothing. Maybe I should have came into this more prepared. I'll get better at this as I do these videos. For now, let's just do this. I came across this video and I saw a lot of people on TikTok talking about this video as well, about Mads Lewis and her boyfriend talking about their income, kind of being stressed about money because they bought a house, and so they're being more strict with their spending, I guess. Let's watch this together.
Yeah, so obviously money is a reason why we're moving. There's not as much money in social media as I think there was. Like, my video that did 14 million views only paid me $4,000.
Let's just pause there for a second. Only paid me $4,000, and just wait.
Which I know that everybody in these
Y'all may be like, wow, that's amazing, but it was over a minute long. That video took like an hour to do. It's just like,
well, here
it took him an hour to do. $4,000 an hour. Most people with a 9-to-5 would dream of having $4,000 in their bank account, let alone in an hour. When I worked at the market down my street in the summertime, I made $15 an hour. That's Canadian. So what's $15 USD? That's $11 an hour. I was making $11 an hour. I'd have to work over 60 hours to make $4,000. Like, back when I was popping, doing a bunch of try-on hauls and all that stuff, I would make about $3,000 per video on a good video. It would be $2,000 to $3,000 a video with like Shein, and I was incredibly thankful for that. This is a 1-minute video, $4,000. It doesn't get much more out of touch than that. And then they went on to talk about how her boyfriend has to sell his car and stuff for them to have enough money. Then they proceed to post that they went to Coachella, which is not cheap. Coachella is very expensive. I personally have never gone because it is expensive. I don't understand how you can go from in one breath saying that you're tight on money, then the next be posting at Coachella and such. How much is food at Coachella?
About to eat a $50 burger combo meal at Coachella.
We got a chicken quesadilla and a burrito bowl, and I believe that came out to $60.
$30 right there.
With 30?
Yeah.
Not to mention your stay and transportation, all of that.
Reasons to never go to Coachella. 1, it's super expensive. I'm not just talking about the ticket, which will run you upwards of $2,000 for a VIP. Food is ridiculously overpriced. For example, this girl paid $64 for 2 burritos and 2 iced coffees.
Just so you all know, the 2 coffees and these 2 burritos that are actually pretty good cost us $64.
Next, it's just uncomfortable. Most people that do Coachella go camping because Airbnbs and hotels quadruple their prices for the weekend. However, the camping experience looks miserable. People don't sleep at all considering other people are playing music throughout the entire night. Not to mention the shower situation is pretty gross. I mean, you'll have to wait in line for about 3 hours just to take one.
Oh my God! I'm never leaving! I'm never leaving! I'm in this shit forever!
For some reason, the crowd at Coachella is always super dead despite how many people there are. You're gonna end up looking at the big screen the entire time to see your favorite artist unless you get there at least 5 hours ahead of time. Basically, unless you're famous or rich, Coachella is not.
It is very expensive.
Y'all may be like, wow, that's amazing, but it was over a minute long.
Are you actually kidding me? You don't really know how tone deaf some of these influencers are until you actually see some of their content, and that's what they choose to post. This guy really just said that an hour of his work worth $4,000 was low. Are you kidding me? This is a common argument and topic amongst literally everyone with influencers and people working 9 to 5s. There are people working 9 to 5, slaving their lives away for these big corporations that literally could care less about them. Even if you only got paid $4,000, which is low, and apparently it's not as much as it used to be, you still have the opportunity to create a brand for yourself and turn that money into something bigger, which average normal people working normal hours cannot do. So I hope some of these influencers can see how actually lucky they are to make $4,000 within an hour of your work. And of course, it's not going to be every single video that you post, but it's still $4,000 for 1 hour.
Yeah, exactly. I understand being stressed because that's not every single video that they post. He's not making $4,000 for every single TikTok 1-minute video he posts. So I can understand being stressed. But they continue to post this, which just makes things 100 times worse.
Like, I don't think you guys understand, but so we don't have any money left, and this is why we're selling a used car, because like we don't have anything left because we bought a house, and so like if you guys want to buy it, really
Psych, what the
stupid.
All I have to really say about that is no one brought her financial situation online besides her. She's acting like someone randomly made a TikTok and was like, guys, new rumor alert, Mads Lewis does not have money. But that's not to say, like, don't talk about your financial situation online. Like, she can talk about whatever she wants, but people are talking about it because you brought it up. You posted a video saying, hey, we're low on money. We need to be smart with our money right now after buying this house. Understandable. But then to be like, I can't be like, look at me, I'm an influencer. Look at me, look at me, look at me. And now you're at Coachella spending hundreds of dollars in the next 3 days, probably over $1,000, and you're there for free. And in that video you filmed where you're like saying, oh guys, we're poor, you're somewhere for free that a brand sent you for Coachella.
Because nobody
Exactly my point. But yeah, just the crying and mocking leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Like that girl said, you can't be upset. You cannot be upset. Being a content creator is a privilege. Being able to make that much money for just a short amount of time is something that can easily be taken for granted, but shouldn't be. You get to make your own hours. You get to decide what kind of content you want to create and be creative. You're your own boss. When most of the population has to go to 9 to 5s, don't get to use their gifts, their abilities, their creativity. They don't get to make their own hours. They're working minimum wage. And that leads me to this next one. I think this is an older video.
Every single day, I get up at 6 a.m. I spend about 5 to 6 hours filming video content. I spend a few hours editing that video content. Then I have to work on my other social media profiles, whatever it may be, Instagram, whatever. I'm in meetings from 12 to 5. I literally just finished working. It's 5:19. Try being an influencer for a day. Try it. Because the people who say it's easy are so far out of their minds, try it for a day. It is not for everybody. In fact, it's for a very small handful of people who can actually do this job. You do not want to have this job.
I need to start off by saying that I love Michaela. I thought her content was amazing. She seemed like a really down-to-earth, great, really super relatable influencer. I just have a hard time accepting a few of the things that she said, and I think that maybe this video might be old or taken out of context, but I do need to talk about a few things because I'm seeing this a lot with influencers lately, and being an influencer is not an easy job. You're right, it's not easy. Being an influencer is not for everybody. That's why it's such a high-paid job. But to say that being an influencer is a job that nobody wants, why would you ever say that?
Yeah, come on. Do you know how many times I've come across someone that has said that their dream was to be a YouTuber when they were little?
Absolutely. Anyone will be lucky to have that job. You are so incredibly lucky, Michaela, to be in the position that you're in, to be in the situation financially that you're in. Okay, let's talk about the people who say it's easy to be an influencer. They're your haters, ignore them. It's actually not. Most of us can see that it takes a lot of time out of your day, you get burnt out. It's Time consuming, yes.
I get burnt out an insane amount of times. It happens. It happens to everybody. You can take a break. Again, you make your own hours.
But do you need a degree to be an influencer? You don't. A lot of them are college and high school dropouts, and there's literally nothing wrong with that at all. But it doesn't take a lot of knowledge to be an influencer. Now, so many people actually do need a lot of education to be in the fields that they're in, and then they work 12, 13, 14-hour days, 5 times a week, 6 times a week, barely get vacations, barely get paid time off, barely get sick days. And do they make ends meet? Most of the time, not really. Your salary, your paychecks are way higher for the amount of work that you have to do, for the skill set of work that you have to do. I'm not saying that a 12-hour day is easy. But I'm saying that if you're doing 12-hour days and you're getting paid 50, 60 grand a month, some of us aren't even getting 40 grand a year. We can do so many 12-hour shifts and still barely get by. You can pull 3 or 4 12-hour days and you can see so much payoff in the bank after that. The difference is huge. Your entire brand can be taken away from them overnight, and then you'll be forced to deal with what most of us have to deal with. So I don't think you want that. I'm a fan of a lot of influencers, but the second that they start talking like this, it's not cute, and unfollowing is really, really easy.
Yeah, burnout is very real. I get burnt out more times than I'd like to admit. Because not even just from content creating, but also just the amount of pressure from people, the comments you receive, you have to have thick skin. Just ignore it, whatever. It's easier said than done. But you are making a significant more amount. You're your own boss. So if you're not feeling it one day, you can take the day off. That's not how it goes when you're working a 9 to 5. And like she mentioned in this video, and most of the time you're not making ends meet when working a 9 to 5. Like, it's crazy. She's complaining that her job is so difficult, but this is her job.
60 packages. We're doing an unboxing. It's just that on top. Classy Network, I love them. Built-in bras, okay? Hey Beauty, this is so freaking cute. YSL always has the cutest stuff. I love this perfume. To me, this palette is absolutely perfect, and the camera doesn't even do it justice.
Exhausting. Very difficult. Unboxing presents.
I am not okay. I'm going to Korea. Like, what? I'm going to Korea. I am not okay. Get ready with me to go to Korea. So much that I want to do there. Can't wait to go beauty shopping. I can't wait to try all the food, get all the spa treatments.
A brand is taking her to Korea. Like, girly. Most people would dream of this as their job. Anyways, I guess this content creator has apologized and said her words were taken out of context. I mean, she still said what she said, you know? There's still some truth behind the words. And you have every right to feel that way as a human being. We all get burnt out and we all feel the need to vent, which is all she was doing. She was venting online, which isn't necessarily the best thing to do, taking it to the internet. But yeah, you can be making great money and be grateful for your job and whatnot and still vent and feel burnt out and tired. I think she could have gone about it a lot better and said it in a much different way.
It is not for everybody. In fact, it's for a very small handful of people who can actually do this job.
Like, saying that, I don't agree. I'll just say that. Like, I remember seeing this clip of Dixie D'Amelio saying that she's tired and wants to marry rich because she's just so done with working.
Dixie D'Amelio is getting canceled after she said this online.
My biggest goal professionally is probably to marry rich. Like, I really don't want to work anymore.
Like, maybe she was trying to be kind of funny with the little, my biggest goal is to marry rich, because, like, I totally relate. I would love to marry rich and not work a day in my life. I want to be the traditional housewife. You know, I just want to bake cookies all day. That's just the life that I want for myself, and attend to my garden. But her saying that she really doesn't want to work anymore, and she's still so young, and her life is like most of the world's dream. She's a singer. She's a rock star, okay? And how her and her sister blew up from little TikTok clips, literally doing the bare minimum. Now she works with big brand models. She's singing, she's a rock star. Like, girly.
Now people are upset because they're saying that she's coming across as, oh, I don't have money and I have to work really hard just like the rest of you. when in reality, it's estimated that she makes a whopping $42,000 for a single sponsored post.
My jaw just dropped so hard that it literally popped.
That's more than most people make in a year. And with an estimated net worth of around $10 to $20 million, people are saying, well, you can retire. You don't have to keep working. Where most people are in student debt, they have to pay off their car, they have to pay off their house. In the end, I think she was just trying to come off as relatable, but I think there are different ways to do it that don't involve acting like you need money when in reality, you're pretty well off already.
$42,000. Could you imagine? Worth $30 million. She could stop right now. Girly, take a break. Take a long break. I could retire with that type of money. Girly, I would love to take your place. I would love to. And the spotlight isn't for everybody. Like, sometimes we're blowing up people that don't actually want to be famous. She doesn't have to continue doing this. She's continuing this lifestyle on her own free will, so.
Funniest part about all these influencers trying so hard to convince everyone that their job is difficult. Of course you think it's hard. It's your job. That's how a job works.
I'm being so incredibly serious when I say this. Any influencer who tells you this job is hard is either lying or just straight up lazy. I personally can spend anywhere from 10 to 24 hours on one video. I have to get the source material for whatever I'm doing. I have to style it myself. I have to shoot it myself. And I have to model it myself. I have to then edit, which usually takes the longest part of everything. Even with having to do all that just by myself, I will be the first one to tell you this job is easy as shit. You get to wake up whenever you want. You get to work for as long as you want. You can clock in, clock out as you please. You have no boss. You have no coworkers. Shit, you got unlimited vacation days. You get paid time off because when you post, your videos are still getting views. Thus, you're generating revenue while you're doing jack shit. You get to decide how long your shift is. You get to decide everything about your job. You're literally your own boss. And yes, this can be a double-edged sword, but for the most part, it's fucking great. And there is no cap on how much money you can make in this job. Literally, people wake up, sit down in front of a camera, and just talk. 6 figures in the bank. I seriously just think anyone who says this job is hard probably just lacks real self-awareness. And this is coming from somebody who's never had a conventional job. I went from college straight to this shit. I never worked a regular job where I had to clock in, I had a boss, all that stuff. And I'm telling you this job is easy. I feel like the people who say this job is hard, either A, never had a conventional job and just lack that self-awareness, or B, let's say they did, but they're just straight up lazy. And I won't lie, a good point that the person in the last video mentioned was that no matter what job you have, you're gonna complain. Every job does have its own hardship. People just like to play this game where they say their life is harder than other people's lives because, I don't know, it gives them some level of empowerment. And I'm not trying to say that this is the easiest job in the world. You obviously have to have a lot of self-drive and dedication to become successful. Obviously, like any job, there's good shit and there's bad shit. But to get online and be like, oh, my job is so hard. Okay.
I love him and his content, but like he's got some really good points there. I don't entirely agree with the fact that if you don't find it easy, you're lazy. I think, like I said, burnout plays a big part in that as well. And it can be tricky being your own boss because you do have to be self-disciplined. It can be very easy to just fall into the lazy path. Yeah, you get the gist.
Think like social media, oh, it's so easy, it's so this, it's so that. But I was staying up. I had so to be an art major, you have to have 6-hour classes a day, so it'd be 6 to 8 hours usually. So I'd go at 7, I would get home at 7:30 at night, from class, and I would go all day just writing ideas, and then I would go home, film them all, edit them until 4 in the morning.
Okay, so she's complaining because she was balancing being an influencer and being an art major. And this is the type of content she was posting during that time. That's incredibly difficult. Hard to balance both this and an art major. Guys, let's be for real. Let's be for real. Most people are working on their feet all day for the bare minimum, not even able to pay their rent. I had to work 2 hours on my feet all day in order to buy my favorite pizza at the end of the week. One pizza. We cannot be this out of touch.
I've seen so many influencers complaining that their job is hard. As someone who's a dentist that works a traditional 9-to-5 job and someone who's a content creator, I have a little bit of an opinion about it. Being a content creator, influencer, social media personality, whatever you want to call it, just like any job, it is hard. But comparing it to a traditional job like a 9-to-5 or a job in healthcare is insane. There's so much beauty in content creation. You can literally wake up whenever you want. You have no strict schedule to follow. You don't have to deal with a boss. You don't have to deal with coworkers. You don't have to deal with rude patients or clients. As a content creator influencer, your schedule is so flexible. You can literally run errands midday, go grocery shopping midday, you can work out midday. I'm not gonna lie, that does serve as a double-edged sword. To be a successful content creator or influencer, you have to stay disciplined. You also have to deal with so many different people's opinions, nasty comments, and people have a personal look into your life, so you don't really get to keep a private life. Comparing that to being a dentist where you don't have your full morning routine unless you want to wake up at freaking 4 a.m. You have to be somewhere at a certain time. You can't just freely run your errands midday. You can't do personal stuff. Your day is literally dedicated to work. It's physical labor. You're practically on your feet for 9 hours, catering to people, patients, staff, everyone but yourself. And comparing the days I work as a dentist to the days I do content creation, I come home from a dentist so much more tired, physically and mentally and emotionally exhausted than I do when I'm doing content creation. Being an influencer is most definitely not easy, and it's harder than what it looks like on the outside. It's like anything else, it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of time. Do you think influencers do know that this is not the hardest job in the world? I think they're just trying to justify that it is a tough career. It is a real career. A lot of people do mock the career and say that it's not a real job, and I think they just want to get the credit where credit is due.
Preach. She took the words right out of my mouth.
Some people are genuinely so out of touch with the way that they make millions of dollars off of 30-second videos on TikTok. And I am saying this as someone who gets paid to make short-ass videos on TikTok. I just watched a video of an influencer complaining about how much PR they get. They were saying that it was so hard and so annoying for them to be coming home and having so many packages they have to open up. First of all, PR is literally free shit you're getting just for making TikToks online in the hopes of you posting it. And if you don't want to get PR, then don't get it. You have a choice. I don't think these people are realizing that they're getting thousands of dollars worth of things that people can only wish they could have. Of course, being very open to the public has its downsides, but it's nowhere near the downsides that people have working regular 9-to-5 jobs. Some people are struggling right now to even feed their family, and you're crying about getting millions of dollars. I also don't think that a lot of influencers realize that this is a very temporary job. You're not going to be doing this forever. Your platform could go away any fucking second. So it's the influencers that are dropping out of school and they're quitting their jobs and they're doing all this, and then their platform goes away in a month, and then they're crying about it. Like, that's very sad. Your platform went away, you're losing your money, but then maybe you should have dropped out of school for it. There's also a lot of influencers out there that'll get famous fast, and then they'll cut off all their former friends and only be friends with influencers. And of course, not every influencer is like this. Obviously, there's a lot of amazing people out there, but it just gets on my nerves.
All the out-of-touch influencers. Are we forgetting that there's people like this in the world?
Why is it that I have to work 40 hours a week?
Well, this is most of the population now, with the cost of literally everything in life. Like, inflation is insane. Every single time I go to the grocery store, someone randomly comes up to me and is like, can you believe these prices? Like, this is insane.
Just so I can have a place to live. 40 hours a week makes me $2,000 a month, and my rent is $1,660. So I work 40 hours a week so I can have a 2-bedroom apartment. I don't know what to do. I'm not made for this.
It just sucks because I was just reading the comments of this video, and they're so freaking rude, actually. People being like, welcome to the real world, this is adulting. Like, I'm sorry, but the cost of living is absolutely insane. We can all agree, no matter what generation. Like, I was reading comments saying, oh, this is Gen Z for you, very soft. Can we not all agree that the cost of living is stupid, that we can't even live our life? Like, we're just working. We're working, coming home, going to sleep, working, coming home, going to sleep. That is not living life. That's literally just getting by. We're all just like zombies. To me, that is not a life. Some people are content with that type of life, but that is not the life that I want to live. So I too have breakdowns like this, and that doesn't mean I'm necessarily soft. Actually, maybe I am a little soft, but that doesn't mean that I'm not aware of how the real world works. I just want to live, not just be getting by, not being a zombie through life. And it's really hard to live, to be able to live and enjoy life with the cost of living nowadays. Like, it's freaking insane. Everything is going up in prices, but the minimum wage is not going up enough to balance it out. Moving on, we're talking about influencer Hailey Bailey, and I do enjoy her content. Like, some of the content she makes is funny. She's very gorgeous. I know she used to be a model, but recently there's been a lot of controversy around her because she posted this video, this TikTok, about the Met Gala. She was interviewing, I guess, for the Met Gala. She didn't attend, but she posted this TikTok.
Let them eat cake.
Who took the bomb? And the internet kind of went crazy. I personally think that the internet took it out of context and ran with it. I don't think she meant it in any type of malicious way whatsoever, but the audio, let them eat cake, people went insane with it because the tickets to the Met Gala are $75,000. Most people don't even make that much in a year. I get it though. The Met Gala isn't for your normal, average, everyday person.
The phrase, let them eat cake, originally stems from Marie Antoinette. She was the queen prior to the French Revolution. And back then when people told her, "My queen, the people are starving, they don't have enough bread," and she responded, "Let them eat cake." This is a symbolic gesture which shows that those celebrities are so out of touch with reality, they don't know what actually is happening right now. They're rich, they don't know how the poor people are, how it feels like to be poor, and they are just like, well, everything is okay, I'm just gonna spend $75,000 at the Met Gala.
But yeah, people were furious. So she made an apology video, and I have not watched the entire apology. I don't feel the need to. She was dressed like, I've never seen this movie, but I guess like her.
Let them eat cake.
Giving that aesthetic, so I think that's why she chose the audio. But basically in her apology video, in some of the clips that I've seen, she basically says that she was not actually invited to go to the Met Gala. She's not elite, she's not better than all of us. She's just like us. But she's not your average Joe. She's not just like us. And that's okay. That is totally okay. You are one of the queens of social media. You collab with pretty much every freaking celebrity. You have 10 million on TikTok. You go to the Oscars. You go to the Grammys. You live in this insane New York City apartment.
How much do you pay for rent in New York?
Oh, it's a lot. You're the apartment guy. Okay, come on in. Don't be on mommy's rug though.
Whoa, holy shit, this place is insane.
It's like one long bowling alley. Love for DC and Marvel. No other apartment has
It
it.
honestly reminds me of a superhero's lair. This is the guest bathroom.
It's the guest bathroom. I have a second bathroom that is the guest bathroom. This is my favorite part of this entire thing because I need a big kitchen. I also love to cook and bake. My master suite.
Look how far back
very
I am.
deep. And there's so much shelving too. There and there for all my cosmetics.
Tallest ceilings probably any bathtub has ever had.
And then this is my vampire machine. Who needs Botox when you got one of these things?
That costs $17,000, something insane.
So in case anybody is aspiring to become a billionaire's girlfriend, you just need $18,000 a month.
$17,950. I cannot even fathom paying that much monthly for the place that I live.
Let them eat cake.
Who took the bomb?
I wasn't elite enough to even be invited to the Met Gala because I'm not elite. I'm a normal person.
Okay, but you have 10 million TikTok followers and one of your top videos has like 50 million views and it's a video of you at the Oscars on a glam bot. In what world does that make you a normal person? And regardless of what anyone thinks about the Let Them Eat Cake video, what she should have posted, what she shouldn't have, like all of that, regardless of all of that, it's still a really interesting thing to say, like I'm a normal person when you have that many followers and you've been to the Oscars.
It's just another example of being very out of touch, you know? Here's another one.
A little bit of exciting news for those of us who actually live in the UK. White Fox now have a UK website, which means quicker deliveries, and you actually get free delivery if you spend over £1,000. First of all, I'm actually in Byron's White Fox jumper.
I'm sorry, can we replay that, please?
And you actually get free delivery if you spend over £1,000.
£1,000 to get free delivery. What's £1,000 in USD? $1,272 to get free shipping. That is quite a steal. You have to pay a month's rent in order to get free shipping. A steal. A bargain. Are you kidding? But she says that so casually and so like, it's such a good deal, guys. Anyways, this video is getting very long. I pray to God that I never get that out of touch. That's crazy. That is craziness. Influencers, don't take this job for granted. Everybody else, I'm really proud of you. Getting by with the prices nowadays is freaking insane. If you're out there hustling every day, I just want to say I'm really proud of you. That shiz is hard. You're doing great, even if you don't feel it. What do you guys think about all this? Let's start a conversation down below in the comment section. I love you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah, mwah. Bye.